Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share with you this card I made and matching envelope. This card was inspired by a magazine I picked up today when I was down in the town. So the magazine I picked up was Papercraft Essentials, and the magazine I could talk about by itself. There's so much that came with this magazine, it's fantastic. But for the moment, what I want to do is share with you this card. Now, let me see. This card was made by a Sarah Douglas, and this is the card that she has made. And it inspired me to use some of my paper strips that I have cut from my previous two cards that I made, and I thought that's a good idea on using up those little strips. So thanks Sarah for the inspiration in the Papercraft Essentials magazine. So I have used the bow and the button, I've used some of the peel-offs, I've used the die that says be happy, be bright, be you. I've used some of the sequins as well as one of the stamps. Now the stamps that come in this collection, let me just show you here. These are the stamps that we get this month in this kit, and what I've done is with this stamp here, it's all in one, You're Priceless, and I cut it in half. So I have the Your, and then I've taken this stamp 1 in a million, and what I've done is I have cut the 1 in a million apart from the, actually you'll see it this way, I'll eventually get it. So the Your is from You're Priceless and 1 in a million, and I have cut the stamp apart there between the A and the million. So that allows me to do it that way, but I can still put it back together if I want to stamp it, you know, the way it was meant to be. So that's the card we're going to make. Why don't we get on with the tutorial? Before we get started on the tutorial, I just want to apologize for my lighting. It's not great, but hello. And here is everything that we're going to use for our card today. I have these lovely peel-offs that came in the kit, and they're white with a gold edge. We also have the stamp set here. I'm going to be cutting up one of the sentiments and putting in Your 1 in a million. I'm also going to be using the Ranger archival ink for my stamping. I have some of the sequins. I also have the buttons and bows, which I'm going to use a button and a bow. I have the die here. I love this die that came in the kit. It's really lovely and has some nice sentiments in it. I've cut out 4 layers, 3 in white and 1 in pink. I have my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, and I also have my card blank. This card measures 10 by 7 and scored at 5, and I'm just going to fold it over and burnish it here on the score line. And I have my score tool here. Lovely. So I also have my mat and layer and my little pieces of paper here as well. This pink layer measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that'll be our first mat that'll go down on our card. Then I have this white panel here, and it measures 4.5 by 6.5, and that's going to sit on top like that. I've just cut them out using my trimmer, as I have with these 4 pieces here. These are just leftover pieces from doing previous cards. They're about 1 inch wide. From longest to shortest, this one is 5 1/8, 4 3/4, 4 1/4, and 3 3/4, and that will be the length of them. They're a little bit longer there, so I will cut them down. And I have then my die cut that'll go on the front, and that'll be on the bottom right hand corner. So let's go ahead, speed everything up and put everything together. So that's our card more or less done, and we're back to normal speed again. You'll have noticed there on the top left hand side I put some sequins. I totally forgot I was going to put the button and the bow there, but it's easy enough to just pop them back off. They haven't really stuck down fully at this stage, so all is good. I have my hot glue gun heating up, and I have my little button and my little bow here. Now, where I'm going to put this on the first banner, the one that says Be Bright, I kind of put it a little bit to the left, and I'm sorry I didn't center it more on that banner, but I still think it looks fine. I'm quite happy with it. So I'm going to use my tweezers. I don't want to get my fingers burned from the hot glue. So, and I'll put another piece a little bit on top of the button so that I can put the bow on that. And I just swirl it around, trying to break the strand so I don't end up with a big long glue strand. And that's popped down there now. Perfect. Now you could use twine or anything there, but I liked to use what came in the kit. So now all we need to do is embellish our envelope. And I have some strips of the papers that I've used on the front. I have some left over. So I'm going to take my envelope and I'm going to glue that on. The strip of pattern paper that I have here is 1 inch wide, and it's a little bit longer than what I'll need for the envelope, but I'll be able to cut that off. I'm going to use my wide nozzled Zig 2-way pen here, and this is really good. It's very sticky. It goes on blue so you can see exactly where you're gluing, and then once it goes down and dries, it dries clear and there's no tackiness off it, so it's really good. So I'm going to stick that onto the envelope, and I'm going to stick it towards the left hand side. I'm going to leave a bit of the white envelope on the left hand side. I'm going to press that down, and it sticks really fast. I really like that Zig glue. So I'll trim off the little piece extra there at the end. There we go, that's our envelope. Now you can see there to the right, I have a little pink heart that I have punched out, and I'm going to stick that on the back of the envelope. Now, although I used my punch to punch out the little hearts that I used in the card, there is a die in the kit, and it cuts out a banner as well as 3 little hearts. So if you don't have a punch, you can always use that little die to cut out some hearts for you to use. So I'm going to use my little jewel picker, make sure my heart is the right way up, and then stick that down. When I cleaned the tip off my jewel picker, I actually cleaned off some of the stuff that's on it to pick up. So unfortunately it doesn't work very well, but there we go. That's our card and our matching envelope all finished. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, I would love if you would give it a like by clicking on the thumbs up. I'd like to thank all you for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, maybe you'll click the icon down below. And if you click on the bell, you'll also be notified when I post videos. I'd like to thank Lizi for an awesome kit this August 2019. The kit is sold out, but there are some add-ons available. So I'd like to thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to leave you with some pictures of our card, and until next time, bye bye.